Do you want to? Or I can also do that. Oh, you're just going to start. But what about people following you?
So I'm not going to do it to you. I'm just going to play a few chords before we say goodbye.
Brilliant. Will you give this to Becca? When you see Becca, will you give this to her? I'm not really welcoming people yet. It's not going to be like a welcome, it'll be a short. It won't be the welcome. Yes.
I'm going to take a link to my
It's not loud enough. Matovu, mama, 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 welcome. Well, this is quite a special Shabbat, isn't it? It's the Shabbat before the new month of Shvat. Sound
Yeah, that's a little bit hot, Barrett.
And today our service will be led by none other than Cole Roberts as we gleefully celebrate him becoming b'mitzvah. So Becca created a QR code so you could hold your phone camera to the back of this program and receive a link to the electronic version of the Siddur. This Siddur was compiled by Kol Saba, Rabbi Stephen Silverne, pictured here. Matovu is found on page 141 in your hard copy. And Rabbi Stephen will be calling out the pages in your electronic copy.
So in the PDF, it's page 4. It'll still say 141 at the bottom, but it may be hard to see on your device. So I'll just call out what the PDF page number is if you're using your phone rather than a hard copy Siddur.
Matovu.
Mama, 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 Adonai Ahavti me'on beitecha Kol mishkan kol mishkan kavodecha va'ani eshtachaber ve'echra Ever lifnei Adonai Osi Mama Atovu Alecha Yaya Ako Mishkenotecha Va'ani tefilati lecha Adonai et ratzon Elohim berov chazecha Aneni v'yemet Shecha Mama Tovu Alecha Yaya Ako Mishkenotecha Yisrael Mama Yisrael.
Thank you all so much for being here. So Cole has already led one service, leading his first service as a bar mitzvah in Memphis with family. So this is his second time leading prayer. But Cole did a few things regarding this service that I think are absolutely remarkable. First of all, he wanted to lead a second service in Baltimore with friends and family and the Kol Halev community. And number two, most Bar Mitzvah students, they expect the service to be about them. It's their big day, right? But when talking about this service, Cole said to me that he wanted this to be a normal Kol Halev service, just with him leading it. It's really remarkable. It shows an extreme maturity, respect, understanding of what community and prayer are about, because Cole understands what it is to give to something larger than himself. And this, to me, is the essence of becoming Bar Mitzvah. To see yourself, Cole, as something larger, as part of something larger, and to give to the world and community in a responsible way. So as we follow the normal Kol Halev service, we will sing Kol Halev Shabbat Kavanah, today's prayer intention. Again, I'm going to repeat, if you did not get a Siddur, Becca made a QR code in the back of your program. You have to hold your phone camera, and a link will come up, and then you could have access to the PDF of the Siddur of the prayer book. There is also an amazing play area for the youngsters, so that they can be present in the service but also have even more fun. So enjoy that. So the Hebrew for the Shabbat intention can be found on page 151.
Or on page 10 of the PDF file.
Page 10? Mm-hmm. And I just want to say thank you, Cole, for showing us the mindset and heart of what it really means to be bar mitzvah, what it really means to be a Jewish adult.
I just want to point out that, so that Granduncle Robbie and Grandaunt Ronnie can feel at home, we put up a sail so that you can feel like you're at the Magathi River or on the bay. It's
Shabbat, as I embark to open my heart, I pray to unify all that surrounds me with all that is within me, and this is how I will love my friend as myself. I will love my neighbor as myself. And I will love you as myself. And this is why I open my mouth. And this is the reason I pray.
I welcome with gratitude Cole's grandmother, Linda Silverne, better known as Ha Ha, to present Cole with a special prayer shawl, a tallis, that she wove for Cole for this occasion.
Cole helped make this tallit. Not only did he choose the colors and the pattern is the words, "As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed." He chose the pattern, he chose the colors, and he wove the atara, the crown, the neck piece. Under duress, but he wove it.
Wow. So Birkot HaShachar, the morning blessings, are on page 153. Cole,
Come over this way a little bit,
Cole has an intention.
because my seeker is not working. You do?
Cole, you have a covenant.
You have a kavanah, Cole?
Yeah.
Good, do that.
In the morning blessings, Berkot HaShachar, we are thankful for things like clothing, sight, and energy to get us through our day. But it was written a really, really long time ago. Today, there is so much more to be thankful for that isn't in there. For example, clean running water, or what about medicine that reduced infant mortality so much that we didn't have to have 10 children so that 2 or 3
Wait, slow
survived.
down. Cole, can you say this again? Because we want to hear what you're saying. Stand up and say it to us.
In the morning blessings, Berkot HaShachar, we're thankful for things like clothing, sight, and energy to get us through our day. But it was written a really, really long time ago. Today, there is so much more to be thankful for that isn't in there. For example, clean running water. Or what about the medicine that reduced infant mortality so much that we didn't have to have 10 children so that 2 or 3 survived? There's a lot that it doesn't compensate for, which is weird when you think about it. When you make a new nation or religion, you want each part of it to be able to change over time. That way people can stay engaged and it will continue to hold meaning long after it even started. So instead of changing it once every couple of years or a couple of decades or a couple of centuries, to fit everyone's needs and wants, add what you want into it so that it can fit you, not everyone, forever. This morning blessings begin on page 153.
It's customary to rise, but I stay seated because I end up having to juggle things with my guitar, so in whatever. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu chei haolamim hama'avir sheina me'enai u'pnuma me'apapai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu chei ha'olamim
Amen.
Blessed are you, the Passioner, our God, life of all the worlds, who stretches forth the earth upon the waters.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu chei ha'olamim pokei afivri.
Amen.
Blessed are you, the compassionate, our God, life of all the worlds, who clothes and
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu chei ha'olamim matir asuri.
Amen.
Blessed are you, the helping hand, our God, life of all the worlds, who raises up the humble.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu chei ha'olamim hamechim mitzaveh gaver.
Amen.
Blessed are you, the generous, our God, life of all the worlds, who acts for all my needs.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu chei ha'olamim azer Yisrael b'givurah.
Amen.
Blessed are you, the beautiful God, life of all the worlds, who crowns Israel with splendor.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu chei ha'olamim sha'asani b'tzalma.
Amen.
Blessed are you, the free God, life of all the worlds, who made me free.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu chei ha'olamim sha'asani Yisrael.
Amen.
Blessed are you, the renewing one, our God, life of all the worlds, who gives strength to the weary.
Amen. It's cutting out. Okay.
I'm just going to trade mics. Cole will be leading on page 177.
Baruch she'emar b'haya ha'olam. Baruch Hoseh Bereshit. Baruch Omer Tovleria, Baruch Ma'abir Afela Umvei Ahara, Baruch Kaila Advakaya Lanetzach, Baruch Koda Umatzio Baruch Shema.
I'll put it closer to your face. Page 201.
All the stuff that you don't have to deal with at camp. Let's see, page 201 is page 60 in the PDF. The melody for this psalm, Kili Olam Chazdo, was set by our cantor, George Henschel, who unfortunately has all kinds of respiratory issues today. So I'm hoping he's watching us on the live stream. If you are, feel better, George. We miss you. And Cole really, really liked this. He said, we got to do this one. So here we go. Kili Olam Chazdo, Kili Olam Chazdo, Hodul Adonai Kito, Kili Olam Chazdo, Kili Olam Chazdo, Kili Olam Chazdo, Hodul Adonai Kito, Kili Olam Chazdo, Hodul Elohei Elohim, Kili Olam Chazdo, Hodul Adonai Adonim, Kili Olam Chazdo, Ra'od V'Dolo, Kili Olam Chazdo, La'osei Hashemayim B'Tbuna, Kili Olam Chazdo, Kili Olam Chazdo, Kili Olam Chazdo, Hodul Adonai Kito, Kili Olam Chazdo, Elokai Haaretz Al Hamayim, Kili Olam Chazdo, La'osei Urim Gedolim, Kili Olam Chazdo, Et Hashem Eshomen Shalet Bayom, Kili Olam Chazdo, Et Hareach V'Chochavim Memshalat B'Layla, Kili Olam Chazdo, Chazdo, Kili Olam Chazdo, Hodul Adonai Kito, Kili Olam Chazdo, Shadish V'Elenu Zachar Lanu, Kili Olam Chazdo, V'Yifrichenu Mitzarenu, Kili Olam Chazdo, Chazukov Vasar, Kili Olam Chazdo, Hodul El Hashamayim, Kili Olam Chazdo, Kili Olam Chazdo, Kili Olam Chazdo, Hodul Adonai Kito, Kili Olam Chazdo, Hodul Adonai Kito, Kili Olam Chazdo.
Let's just keep singing for a while. That sound good? Mizmor Shir is on page 209.
Ah, 209, that would be page... 68. Thank you. This is really weird. I have never used a tablet in services before. It's so strange.
And I'm sure many of you have not used your cell phones either. This next one's in your booklet. Made by Becca. Ozib Zimratya.
Zimrat
Yishmat Kol Hai, the top of page 235.
Which is way far away. I'm having a good time.
Good. Nothing. Oh, what did you say, Ricky? Page 94. 94, Rebbe.
Thank you. I was just about to say 94.
Good. This is
Ooh.
collective. Nice.
Nishmat Kochai Tivorech et Shemcha Adonai Eloheinu Nishmat Kochai Tivorech et Shemcha Adonai Eloheinu Nishmat Kochai Tivorech et Shemcha Adonai Eloheinu Nishmat Kochai Tivorech et Shemcha Adonai Eloheinu
One more time. Nishmat Kol Hai Tivorech et Shemcha Adonai Eloheinu. Page 241, Cole will lead us.
Cole, I'm going to ask you to come up to the lectern so people can see you easier.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. We got it? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Emily,
Yes.
we got another mic for you.
Oh, good. Oh, for me. Oh,
Okay. Shokain ad maharam bekad Kadoshema.
Shochen ad maharom v'kadoshemo.
V'katuv ranenu tzadikim b'Adonai l'sharim nava tehila. B'fi yesharim ti'romam v'divrei tzadikim ti'barah u'vilshon chasidim ti'kadash u'kerev kadoshim ti'dalah.
Machalot revavot amcha beit Yisrael. Hodot la לשבח, האל רמם להדר, לברך לה ולקלס, על כל דברי שירות ותשבחות, דוד בן ישי, עבדך משיחך.
Yishtabach shimcha la'ad malkeinu. Brachot v'hoda'ot me'atav olam. Baruch atah Adonai, El melech gadol b'tishbachot, El ha'oda'ot, Adon ha'nifla'ot, Bocher b'shirei v'zimra, Melech elchei ha'olamim.
We're at Chazi Kaddish, page 104 on the PDF, and page
245 in the Siddur.
V'gadol v'gadash shemei rabbah, Ba'alma divrach cherutei, v'yamlich v'chutei, v'ayachon u'v'yemechon, v'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'v'zman karib v'imru amen.
Yehei Rabba mevarach, Le'olam olamei amayah.
V'barach v'yishtabach v'pa'ar v'roman v'naseh v'tadar v'talev v'talal shemei kedusha barechu le'olam min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran v'yama v'imru amen.
We rise for the call to worship Baruch Hu. Oh, you've got a Dvar Tefillah.
In the Baruch Hu, we are blessing God. And in my mind, having God as everyone makes a whole lot more sense than having God as one single being up in the sky with superpowers controlling everything. So if we're blessing God, then we're blessing everyone. And in theory, all the people that I ever wanted in one room are in the room or on the live stream. So by saying the Baruch Hu, we're blessing everyone here, and everyone here is being blessed 100 times over.
He wrote that.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Yoser u'varei hoshech, Hosei shalom, u'varei atakol.
Reconstructionist Siddur puts in a lot of stuff that they don't believe in. It's an interesting sort of thing. If you read the introduction by David Teutsch, he tells us that the committee that put this together ranged from traditional Reconstructionists that really didn't want to mention the word G-O-D like hardly at all, right? And then there were people on the committee who were very, very spiritual in nature. And the notion is that Reconstructionism can span that entire length. And so they needed to include things that would make people on one side happy and to take out things that would make just too much for the other side. So what we have here is a very long blessing that begins with Yotzer Or, which Cole just did, and we're going to skip all the way to page 269 in the Siddur, and somebody's going to be able to find that faster than me, I'm guessing. What? Page 128 in the PDF. What, you want a melody? Okay, go ahead.
Or Chadash al Tzion Ta'ir V'nizkeh Kulanu B'mheira Le'oru Baruch Atah Adonai Yotzer HaMe'orot.
Page 273.
Avaharabhahavtanu Adonai Eloheinu Hemla Gedola V'Tera Hamalta Aleinu
Avinu Malkeinu Bavor Avotenu Vimotenu Shebatchu Lecha Avinu Malkeinu V'tamden Chukei Chayim Tichonenu Lomdenu Avinu Ha'arachaman Hamrachem Rachem Aleinu V'ten Libenu Lahavinu L'haskil Lishmoa Lilmodu Lilamed Lishmor V'lasot Ulkayem et kol divrei Talmud Toratecha b'ahava V'hareinu b'toratecha V'tabei lebeinu b'mitzvotecha V'yachei levaveinu V'yahava U'yira'et shemecha V'lo nevosh Le'olam va'ed V'lo nevosh Le'olam va'ed Ki v'shem Kodshecha Hagado v'hanoram B'atachnu Nagila v'nishmecha Nagila v'nishmecha B'yeshuatecha V'havienu l'shalom Me'ar b'kan v'haaretz V'tolichenu Omamiyut le'artzenu Ki el po'el yeshuotata V'keravtanu l'shimcha gadol Selah be'emet lo להודות לך ולייחדך ולייחדך באהבה.
Baruch Adonai, Ohev Amaho Yisrael. Shema Yisrael,
Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
V'ahavta
et Adonai Elohecha b'chol
Elohecha
levavecha
v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shiftecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'v'shochtecha u'v'rumecha u'v'chartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu totafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'sharecha.
Page 285 in the Siddur and page 144 in the PDF file. Daber el bnei Yisrael v'amarta aleihem v'asu lahem tzitzit al kanfei bigdehem v'toratam v'natnu al tzitzit hakanaf v'til tichelet v'alechem l'tzitzit uritem oto וזכרתם מקום מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים אלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם loud
Adonai Elohim Hamed.
Please join us on page 291. For Me Chamocha, another one written by our cantor George, who is healing from a cold.
where are you going? You getting your guitar? Too much juggling going on. It's okay. We'll just, yeah. I'm stuck. Okay, good. Okay. You ready?
Yep.
You got mic on? Can
I
we hear
think
you?
so.
Oh, good, we can hear you. Tehillat Elyon. What? Tehillat Elyon Baruch Hu Baruch Moshe u'Miriam u'bnei Yisrael lecha anu shira b'simcha rabba v'yamru kulam Yai, 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 B'ne'emar. Sur Yisrael. Here, Sur Yisrael.
Sur Yisrael,
Kuma.
Be'ezrat Yisrael, Uvarek Mecha Yehuda Yisrael. Go Aleinu Adonai Tzevaot Shemo, Kedosh Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael.
Now, Cole considers the Amidah a summary of all the prayers so far. So as we rise, I invite you to consider this. Page 295.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Koneh HaKol V'Zocher Chazdei Avot V'Imot V'Umevi Goel V'Nevenehem B'Eman Shemo B'Yahava Melech Moser Mashiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Yisrael Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Rav Shia Mahashir HaRuach Morid HaGeshem Mechakel Chaim B'Chesed Mechayei Gohai B'Rachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Holim Umatir Asurim Umakaya Memunato Lishanea Mikamuka Ba'agifurot Umidomela Melech Memi Tumakaye Umax Miach Yeshua Vene'emahan Atala Hayahud Kochai Baruch Atah Adonai Mechaye Kochai.
Nekadesh. Turn the page, Nekadesh.
Nekadesh Shimcha Be'olam Kashem Shemakdishim Ato Bishmei Maraham Kakatu Olya Niviecha V'karav Al Zeh V'yamar Kadosh 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 Adonai Tzavod Kol Haaretz Kivodo Az B'kora Ashgado Adir V'chazak Mishmi'im Kohol Mitnasim Le'umat Serafim Le'umat Tam Baruch Yomeheru
Baruch Kavod Adonai
Mimkom Chamalkenu Tafihida Vitim Locha Lenu Kim Anachnu Lahach Mata Timloch B'tzion B'karov B'yameinu Le'olam Ba'ed Tishkahon Tikvei Gadal B'tit Kadash B'toch Yerushalayim Ircha L'dor Vador L'dor Vador Netzach Netzachim Ve'enenu tirena Malchutecha Davar Hamur Beshirei Uzecha
Adonai Le'olam Melech Zion, Dor Vador, Hallelujah.
L'dor Vador
L'dor Vador,
L'dor Vador
L'dor Vador, L'dor Vador, Nagi Gadlecha.
L'dor Vador
L'dor Vador,
L'dor Vador
L'dor Vador,
L'dor Vador Nagi Gadlecha Ulenetzach Netzachim Kiddushak Deka Nagdish Kiddushak Deka Nagdish V'shivtecha Eloheinu V'ifinu Lo Yamush Le'olam Va'ed L'dor Vador
L'dor Vador,
L'dor Vador
L'dor Vador,
L'dor Vador Nagi Gadlecha Ki el melech gadol
Gadol v'kadosh, Gadol v'kadosh atah. Ki el-melech gadol, Gadol v'kadosh, Gadol v'kadosh atah.
Baruch atah Adonai ha'el ha'kadosh.
Uyas Shalom Aleinu Ya'ako Yisrael Ya'ako Zetever Shalom Roma, Uyas Shalom Aleinu, Ya'avo Yisrael, Ya'avo Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ha 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 ha.
People seem to be having fun, which is good. So, let's stand for our Torah service, page 385.
Service for taking up the Torah.
In kamocha Elohim Adonai ve'in kama'asecha malchutecha malchut kol amim umemshaltecha bechol dor v'dor Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai yimlok Le'olam va'ed Adonai oz le'amo yitein Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom Av harachamim hetiva v'rtzoncha et Zion Tivnei Chomot Yerushalayim Tivnei Chomot Yerushalayim Ki v'cha levad batachnu Melech Olam v'nisa Adon Olamim.
So, Cole has been given so much thoughtful guidance throughout his life, particularly from his family. So we called to the bima, Grandma Esther, haha. Saba's already here. Joe and Becca. Where's Becca? Becca's in the bathroom.
Becca's in the bathroom. You're going to have to kill some time.
No, we're still with them.
Becca, your wisdom is here with us. I don't know. So, all right.
Esther's going to kiss it.
Maybe name one thing you taught him.
Other shoulder. He needs a siddur. Somebody get him a siddur.
I have it right here.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Gadlu Adonai iti, Varomem Shemo Yachdav.
Adonai Hagedula, Vahagivura, Vahanetza, Gahod. Kiko Bashamayim Uvaretz, Kiko Bashamayim Uvaretz. Adonai Hamamlecha V'yamid Naseh L'chol Rosh. Love you. Ramamu, Ramamu, Adonai Eloheinu, V'hishtachavu, V'hishtachavu, L'har Kadosh, Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe.
Want him here or here? Up there?
We are now going into the Torah service, which is one of, if not the best part of the service, because it's the only part that constantly changes and always teaches a lesson. This is what Rabbi Emily and I have learned. The Torah is a pentalogy of books, and books are made to learn from, as each one has a theme. They are separated from book into chapters, then paragraphs, then sentences, and finally words. Pretty basic stuff. The Torah is very complicated and admittedly very confusing. And yet, in just one chapter and one book in a pentalogy gave way to hours of conversation. My Torah portion is Vayera, about the plagues of Passover. Rabbi Emily and I came up with 3 themes: change of perception of a higher power, self-image, and cooperation. I chose to talk about 1, cooperation. I chose cooperation because it's relatively simple to talk about, and it's something we have to deal with daily. Cooperation means the process of working together to achieve the same end or a common goal. In my Torah portion, God separates Egypt and the land of Goshen after the frog plague. In between the 7th and 5th century BCE, Goshen was the land set aside for the children of Israel by Joseph so that he could provide for them and their family. He did this because it sits on the Nile River Delta, which is very fertile land of Egypt and good for crops. Because this existed, the Israelites had a safe space that they wouldn't get hit by the plagues. And while you may say that it was so the Israelites wouldn't have to suffer through the plagues, and you would probably be right, the explanation is not very unique and not very interesting. Think about it. Why would God have given two lands a border after and only after frogs magically appeared out of the Nile? That doesn't make much sense. But wait, what if you were an Egyptian? Wouldn't you want to be mad at that the Israelites' God was punishing you for your Pharaoh's wrongdoings? Wouldn't you want to take your anger out? The Israelites still have to trade and manage foreign affairs with Egypt. With this border, God prevented fighting between the two sides. They don't have to love each other, but they can't hate each other either. And so, to prevent the Egyptians from waging war on the Israelites because of the plagues, God had to give the two a border. And it is because of this I think they just could not have worked together if they had not been separated. They would have been engaged in a constant state of war, and they would not have been able to trade each other, which is important since they were both on the Mediterranean. For example, you and a random person are working on a science project. You don't want the other person constantly giving suggestions and trying to help, but you want to work together. Now, what if you were separated by a wall and door? Then the other person would only go over if they needed to, and you both wanted to share progress. That way, no one's time is wasted on something someone else doesn't want to waste time on. It makes it more quick and efficient to do your own thing and then come together and share. But wait, there's more. What about globally? There are wars everywhere, but we already have borders. The word Goshen comes from a root word that means drawing near. When Goshen was separated from Egypt, Goshen was created. It was the marking of them drawing near to be able to completely work together flawlessly. In a perfect world, we would be able to embrace each other's differences unconditionally. It would mean no one would argue, and everyone would just be happy and accept each other. And it would make everything more effective not to need personal or global borders. It would just be easier to not have a wall and be able to talk to one another, knowing that no one's time or energy will be wasted with arguing or figuring out how to socialize. Instead of spending money on things like war and defense, we could spend it on technological advancements and make society better. With all the effort of communicating effectively and safely gone, it's a world where everyone can completely trust and understand each other. Shalom is a greeting, but it also means peace, which makes sense in this context. Hello, can we talk and be civilized and do the stuff we need to do and would do by ourselves, but we need help with? Of course, now we know that it's not realistic and it's nearly impossible to work in complete harmony with one another. God could have made it so that we all work together all the time, but alas, on a scale of 1 to 10, we're not really there yet. Even back over 400,000 years ago, before nations, if you wanted a rock that belonged to your neighbor, you could bonk them with a stick and it would be yours. So we aren't outright killing each other over things like rocks, but we aren't sharing our rocks with each other either. And we're not even at the point where we can live together in one world without arguing and killing one another. But it shows that boundaries are necessary. We can't trust everyone. We have to be careful and respect people's space when they need it. We have friends and family we enjoy being around, but we need to be able to find a happy medium, where we can occasionally let people into our borders and play nice for a few hours and be on our way. Don't argue, don't scream, just talk and listen. We have moved on from constantly killing and death, and now we have to learn to tolerate each other and learn to work together. Kedusha means two things in Hebrew: separation and holiness. It kind of means that separation is holy in some way. And I'm going to be completely honest, I really enjoy the time I get to just work on chess, Rubik's cubing, or drawing. I really enjoyed it. It's holy to me. No one's able to socialize all the time. I need a break every once in a while. And this makes it possible to be able to fully engage in worthwhile conversation with anyone. Separation is what it makes it even possible to come together at all. Going back a few Torah portions, we find the first mention of Goshen in the Torah. It is when Jacob comes to Egypt. Goshen is the place where Jacob and his son Joseph reunite with a tears and kiss. Goshen is a place that makes connection possible, not only separation. It is a separation through which we draw near. Now, I want to thank my parents, Sab and Haha, and Rabbi Emily for quite literally teaching me everything I know. Thank you, all of the people in charge of setting everything up and organizing everything. Thank you, everyone, for coming here. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for financing and basically making this possible. Thank you, Jesse, for not complaining. And thank you, everyone, for everything. Thank you, everyone, for coming in despite having stuff to be doing. Thank you for the people who already sat through round 1. This is my first time giving a public speech, and my goal is to become a scholar and professor someday. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
You doing the Torah service now? Thank you, Cole. That was a real nice lead into our Torah service. What can I say? You can't hear me? That's my 5th grade teacher would have said otherwise. This is not even, no, let's see. Am I on? Can you hear me? Okay, good, yay. So, we're in the portion Va'era. We're going to be reading 3 aliyot from this portion. And when I talked with Becca and Joe about how should we do the aliyot, I think they keyed in on Cole's talk, right? It really does take a village. And speaking as a Saba and as the rabbi, I appreciate that it takes a village. And so in terms of the aliyot, 2 of the aliyot are going to be to the people that help inhabit that village. The first aliyot is going to be all of our friends who have essentially contributed to helping to raise Cole and Jesse. And there's the Sephardim have a really beautiful custom. We don't have room here to say, okay, this aliyot is for all our friends who helped to raise Cole, come forward. There just wouldn't be room up here. So what the Sephardim do is when somebody in the family gets an aliyah, everybody else in the family stands. So I'm going to invite actually 3 people to come up for this aliyah to represent all of the friends who helped in raising Cole. Becca, most people are really lucky if they have one mom. Becca had 4. 2 of them who were really present on a daily basis, and one who was present but was really quite far away, and was and yet still part of that group that made Becca and ultimately Cole who they are. So to represent the friends that helped raise Cole, I'm going to invite forward. Mom 1 gets to sit and enjoy. Mom 2, Roberta Jackal, would you please come forward? Mom 3, Margie Teeter, will you please come forward? And Mom 4 is a bit of a surprise. I didn't let her know that she was going to be getting an aliyah. Marilyn Edelman Schulman Norris, would you please come and join the moms. Ta'amdu imahot lerivka. I'm going to give them a little bit of an orientation here because at Reconstructionists, you know, I told you we changed some things. One of the things that we changed is the most familiar part of the service, which is the Torah blessing, right? So we got a card here. If you want to use the transliteration, it's here. But look what they did. See, everybody responds, and they figured you wouldn't be able to read that, so they repeated it here. Okay? The other thing that they did is they took out Bakar Bana, and they put Kervanu La'avadato, right? Kervanu La'avadato, all right? So that's how they changed it. Right. So what I was explaining to them is in Reconstructionism, we don't do chosen, right? You know, in Fiddler, Tevye said, you know, God, I realize that we're the chosen people, but can you choose somebody else once in a while? So we've taken out chosen, and instead of Bachar Banu, which means chose us, Reconstructionism has inserted Vekervanu La'avadato, who has brought us close for your service, right? So, and don't worry about not being able to follow along in the Chumash. I'll translate. I'll translate what I've read. So it starts here. Like taking kiss. We got Talitot. Oh, there we go. So where did I say it begins? It begins right. Yeah, it begins right there.
Okay.
So if you just take and kiss.
To put it.
Yeah. There we go. And the blessing.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai havarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher kirbanu le'avodato v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen. I'm going to ask friends that help to raise Cole to please stand for this Aliyah as well. They're representing you, but please stand. Amen. Vadaber Elohim el Moshe vayomer alav ani yod he vav he ve'er El Abraham, El Yitzchak, El Yaakov, El Shaddai, Ushmin Yurevav He, Lo Nadati Lahem, Vagam Hakamoti et Briti Itam, Letet Lahem et Eretz Canaan, et Eretz Megorehem, Asher Gar'u Vaha, Vagam ani shamati et na'akat b'nei Yisrael asher Mitzrayim avedim otam ve'ezkor et briti. And Elohim spoke to Moses, and he said to him, I am Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh. I appeared to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob as El Shaddai. El Shaddai, the powerful, all-powerful one. The one with amazing breasts. The one who has all... Yeah, I'm telling you, it can be translated that way. right? Shaddai means breasts, right? I chose that you guys were going to, no, I didn't do it that way. Anyway, but it can be translated that way, this notion of El Shaddai. What does it mean to be the, what kind of God appeared to Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov? A powerful God, a nurturing God, a magical God. And I did not make known to them my name, Yud-He-Vav-He, which is an interesting kind of concept in itself, right? I did not make known to them, right? Not they didn't know me, I didn't make it known. And also, I've established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, the land in which they sojourned, kind of like hanging out there. And also, I have heard the groaning of Israel because Egypt has enslaved them, and I have remembered my covenant.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Thank you, Steve. It's really an honor. Thank you, darling.
I've got a blessing for these folks. Misha berach avotenu v'imotenu Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, hu yivarech et ha'imahot v'kol ha'chavarim ha'eleh she'amdu likvod ha'Torah, likvod ha'Shabbat, likvod ha'kahal. Yivarech otam kashem shehen hechaya kol v'kayama kol v'hegia kol lahayom hazeh ken yivarech otan shehechiyatan v'kiyomatan v'higiatan b'zman hazeh. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless these three mothers and all our friends who have enlivened and sustained and brought coal to this day. So too may they be enlivened and sustained and brought in health to this day. V'nomar amen. So the second aliyah is for all the other folks who are responsible for helping to raise our family and thus raise Cole. And this is our family. And so I'm going to, I told Ricky that that I was going to take her name in vain this morning. Ricky, the wife and partner of our cantor George Henschel, has a wonderful saying. Friends are the family that you get to choose. And that's who is represented with the first aliyah. But in our lives, family has been incredibly important. And so the second aliyah is for all our families, whether they are, I can't go through the entire list because there's like too many names. So I'm going to ask, that becoming family is also interesting in our family because we like to adopt people. And one of those people is Barbara, who became part of the family because Becca and Joe cared for her as a teenager greatly. And She is now going to be graduating from DePaul, a nice Jewish school, in June. Barbara, would you come up? And I'm going to ask all of our family to please, all of our family. All y'all, yeah. Yeah. Isn't that great? Okay, I don't have a talit for you that we've left out. Okay, that's good. So this second aliyah is obviously for the family that we didn't get to choose, but we love and cherish. And it begins Lechen. Lechen. Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Kerbanu Le'avodato V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Amen. לכן אמור לבני ישראל, אני יודעי ובהי, והוצאתי אתכם מתחת סבלות מצרים, והצלתי אתכם מעבדים, וגאלתי אתכם בזרוע נטויה ושפטים גדולים, ולקחתי אתכם לעם, והייתי לכם לאלוהים, וידעתם כי אני יודעי ובהי אלוהיכם, המוציא אתכם מתחת סבלות מצרים, והבאתי אתכם אל הארץ אשר נשאתי את ידי לתת אותה לאברהם, ליצחק וליעקב, ונתתי אותה לכם מורשה, אני יודעי ובהי. וידבר משה כן אל בני ישראל, ולא שמעו אל משה מקוצר רוח ומעבודה קשה. Therefore, say to Israel, I am Yud-Heh Vav-Heh. I will bring you out from under the troubles, the suffering of Mitzrayim, and I will save you from being enslaved. And I will redeem you with an outstretched hand and with wonders, great wonders. And I will take you to be a people, and I will be for you a God, and you shall come to know that I am Yud-Heh Vav-Heh, your God, who brought you from underneath the suffering of Egypt, and I have brought you to the land that I have raised my hand to give it to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and Yaakov. I've raised my hand, I've sworn. And I will give it to you as an inheritance. I am Yod-Heh Vav-Heh. And Moses spoke thusly to Israel, but they did not listen to him because they were short-tempered and because of really hard labor.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Mishaberach avotenu Avraham v'Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah, hu yivarech et kol hamishpacha shelanu. Hem שהביא כל ואנחנו למקום הזה, שהחיינו, שקיימנו והגיענו ביום הזה. יהיה לכם הברכה הזה, שהחייכם וקיימכם והגיעכם בזמן הזה. ונאמר אמן. May the one who blessed our ancestors also bless our entire family who have enlivened Cole and sustained Cole and brought him to this time. Therefore, just so may it be for him, for them, that they are enlivened, sustained, and brought to this day in health. And let us say, Amen. Ya Amod, Ya Amod, Ya Amod, Ya Amod. Ephraim ben Yosef Rivka Aviv Bar Mitzvah. We're going to start. You need to say the blessing.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedivanu lavodato v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'daber Adonai el Moshe lemor. V'daber el Paro melech Mitzrayim. Vayishlach et bnei Yisrael me'artzo. V'daber Moshe lifnei Adonai lemor. Hen bnei Yisrael lo shamu elai. V'ech Yishmani Pharaoh, Va'ani Aral Sefatayim. V'daber Adonai el Moshe v'Acharon, v'yotzavem al bnei Yisrael, v'al Paro melech Mitzrayim, v'hotzavem et v'ni Yisrael me'artzo Mitzrayim.
Nice.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you to translate that. But I bet you could translate a lot of it. Well, you're not going to go anywhere. I'm going to give you a blessing in a second. I'm the Saba. I get to bless out anybody I want. Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh spoke to Moses saying, Bo, daber. Go and speak. Come and speak. It's hard to know, right? Say something to Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. And the something that he's supposed to say is, send my people away, send the people Israel away from your land. And Moses said before Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, look, Israel didn't listen to me. So how is Pharaoh going to listen to me? And I have a list. And Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh said to Moshe and to Aaron, and he commanded, and he said, command Israel and Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, to send out Israel from the land of Egypt. Do Do you have the Mishaberach? I think it's on page 441. There's a specific Mishaberach for a bar mitzvah that I want to do. It's somewhere close by. No, that's Yizkor. No. Oh, you're going to have to put up with me for a second because I thought I knew exactly where it was. Help.
I'll search too.
You're going to search too?
Yeah.
You know, you would think it'd be right after the Torah service, but it's not.
Right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bingo, 688. Misha Berach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu Yivarech et Avraham et Ephraim ben Yosef v'Rivka Aviv Asher Allah Hayom Lichvod HaMakom v'Lichvod HaTorah v'HaMitzvah Yehi Elohim imo b'yamim haba'im kasher haya imo miyom hivdalo v'yad hena Yehi Ratzon Elohim Ligdalehu b'briut haguf v'hanefesh bitvuna uva'anava chen b'ahava habriut b'ahavat Torah v'yimtza hen v'sechel tov be'enei Elohim v'adam v'yiru horav v'yismechu v'korvav ya'alozu v'nomar amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, bless Cole, the son of Joseph and Rebekah, who has risen today for the honor of the omnipresent and for the honor of Torah and for mitzvah. May God's presence fill his life and days to come as God's sustenance has been with him since the day of his birth. May he grow in health of body and of spirit, in wisdom and in graciousness, humility and love of others, and in love of Torah. May he find favor and distinction in the eyes of God and of his fellow human beings. And let us say, Amen.
I like to think of this part of the service as, like, you know how at a wedding there's the Sheva Brachot after the marriage? That's what this is. This is after the marriage. And now we get to just bless you, Cole. So here are your parents to offer number one of the Sheva Brachot.
Don't go anywhere.
Can y'all hear us?
How about me?
Can you hear me now?
Right, go ahead.
All right, so Cole, 3 weeks ago you had a bar mitzvah.
Well, 3 weeks ago you became a bar mitzvah.
Right. And this week you're having another bar mitzvah.
Well, this week you're having the bar mitzvah you wanted.
Right. You made this your bar mitzvah.
Well, you worked with Saba and Rabbi Emily and us to create the bar mitzvah you wanted.
Right. So with the support of those who love you, you have truly made this your own thing. And like so many things in your life, you took the time to learn the basics and then understand the details and then add in the Cole.
You are fiercely Cole. You've always known who you are, and you've always been confident in the person you are.
Right, so like when you were 12.
He was 8.
When you were 8, and in Cub Scouts, and you chose to earn the Maccabi and Olive emblems. You wanted to make Scouting your own experience, your own thing, and you wanted to add your Judaism into it. And you wanted to work both within the framework that Scouting provided, but you also made some things up on your own, like establishing the legacy of the Purple Cub Scout.
Or when you were 5 and you decided that for your birthday, instead of having a party like most 5-year-olds, that you were going to collect money and have all your friends and family go deliver donuts and coffee around Baltimore City on Christmas Eve, and have for the Hopkins ICU, for the fire departments, for the trauma centers, to Sinai Hospital, just because it was kind and your teacher said to give tzedakah.
So, as your father, you have let me be a part of these Cole adventures from time to time, whether it's been planning out how to turn your room into a hobbit den, whether it was asking, how do I get better at getting better at things, or just simply seeing you grow as you learn about and explore new areas. It has been awesome to be both a witness and at times part of that process.
Through your entire life, you have been uniquely yourself, whether it was wearing a dress to preschool because you wanted to spin like the other girls, or learning all of the countries of the world, or deciding that you were going to learn chess, learn all about a world history. You have chosen a path, you have learned everything you can, and you have done it as yourself and uniquely as you, regardless of what tradition says.
We love you very much, and we are very proud of the young man and the person that you have become.
We wish you nothing but success and happiness moving forward.
Your mom wishes you success and happiness.
Miraculous President Susan, you come present the gift from the board.
So first, welcome everybody here today. Shabbat Shalom. Cole, we're so proud of you. You shined your light today for the community, and we're grateful. And on behalf of the board and the community, we have a gift for you, which is about light. It's a menorah. So I hope that you'll remember this day where you shined your light for the community as you continue to light lights in your life. I've said before that this is always one of my really happy times in being kind of president of Kol Halev, being able to welcome a bar mitzvah into the community. But this is a really special one for me because, Linda and Rabbi Stephen and now Becca and Joe and Jesse. And I just have to say how sweet it was to see you standing next to Cole, our rabbi, with his grandson. And just what a beautiful moment, a beautiful morning this has been for the Kol Halev community. So thank you.
Here's another gift, Cole. Don't go anywhere. From Rick Righteous, a member. You have a lot of wisdom, and I hope the wisdom of our sages continues to nourish you. And now, the rest of the community, let's put our hands up and send loving blessings to Cole for a bright future and on this moment. And we will sing a song written by Robbie Curris and Saba, Rabbi Stephen Silverne, called May We Bless. It's okay.
We are made holy, need Kadesh. May we bless each other, Nivarech. Nid Kadesh Aleinu, may we bless. Nivarech beyachad, may we bless. God bless you and keep you, be gracious unto you. God bless you and keep you, raise her face unto you. God bless you and keep you and grant you peace. Yivarechecha v'tishmerecha tisap hanav alecha. Yivarechecha v'tishmerecha v'chunecha. Yivarechecha v'yishmerecha v'yasem lecha shalom. We are made holy, need Kadesh. May we bless each other, Nivarech. Nivarech Aleinu, may we bless. Nivarech beyachad, may we bless. Amen.
Do I?
Oh, we've got to
Oh, no,
put
we
the,
have to bless the new month.
yeah, we got to bless, yeah. So we got to notice that we're running along, and you know what? It's a Jewish service. I'm going to go with it. This is the Shabbat before Rosh Chodesh, and so we say a blessing for the new month. And
Do it, or
no, you can. This is Rabbi Emily.
Okay. So may it be your will. Oh, page 424. And I don't know if it's in the PDF, but. May it be your will. I think it's absolutely beautiful, this blessing. May it be your will, eternal one, our God, God of our ancestors, that you renew us for us this month, for goodness and for blessing. May you give to us long life, a life of peace, a life of goodness, a life of blessing, a life of nourishment, and a life of sustenance. May it be a life of bodily health, a life in which is found aware of the divine, awe for the divine. A life in which we have a love of Torah and a fear of heaven. A life free from disgrace and shame, please. A life of happiness and honor. A life of integrity and discernment, intelligence and knowledge. A life in which our heart's petitions are fulfilled for goodness. Amen. May the one who wrought miracles for our ancestors and redeemed from the servitude towards freedom continue to redeem us and speedily unite our dispersed kin from the four corners of the earth. Let all Israel be committed to one another. Amen.
Amen.
The beginning of the month of Shvat will fall upon Monday, starting Sunday night. May it come to us and to all of Israel for goodness.
Amen.
Let the blessed Holy One renew this month for us and for all who dwell on this earth, for life and for peace, for joy and for happiness, for
Amen.
salvation and for rest. Let us say,
Amen. Yishabera? Yishabera? Then we got to put the Torah. We do have to sometime put the Torah away.
we will after Mishabera. So, we call special attention right now to sending healing prayers to Myra Alperin and Murray Alperin, and Cantor George, of course. And the Kol Halev community also prays for Robin Aguilar, Toby August, Bruce Burns, Marsha Burns, Ashley Borenstein, Tina Lynn Clopine, Scott Davidson, Stu Harris, Dory Haas, Tiffany Henschel, Denise Hensley, Heather Hoffman, Annalisa Labrador, Lawrence Loger, Anara Midget, Mayayuka Pakala, Driana Perlman, Chris Pendry, Dax Peterkins, Eileen Platt, Joe Rosenbaum, Michael Rosenberg, Sophie Fetter Rosenberg, Jory Ross, Wendy Rothschild, Harriet Seidman, Cleotilde Salas, Marissa Salas, Alif Seilgan, Zainab Seilgan, Margaret Sinclair, Oliver Smith, Ray Stern, Karen Stormer, Sean Sutton, Virginia Torres, Eugene Treadwell, and Jane Wexler. Who else are we praying for healing for at this time? Please say the names. Esteline Katz. For all those named and unnamed who need healing, let us say,
who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
as we place the Torah back in the ark for now, I call upon Joe Roberts to perform Chagba and Jesse to dress the
Where do we go? I'm gonna pick up and have it. Where's the music?
It'll be okay, we'll get it. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני. Take this up, Moshe. Torah, 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 Shiva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Shiva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Shiva lanu Moshe. Torah. There you go. Lucifer. Actually, get your siddur eitz chaim he.
Page 441.
עץ חיים למחזיקים בה ותומכך מאושר דרכך דרכי נועם וכל נתיבותיה
Last line.
Okay, so we're just going to do Elena? Okay. Elena is on page 400 and...
Yeah, 513. 445. 445. Is that right?
Yep. We just have to get there.
Okay. I love your coconut.
Leinu l'shabeach le'adon hakol la'tekinu la'yotzeh breshit shenatan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu ve'anachnu korim u'meshachavim u'modim לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שאמונת השמיים ויוסר הארץ ומושב ישרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגבי מרמים Hu Eloheinu Elokeinu efesulato, kakatu betorato, yadata hayom, vashivota elavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, bar shamayim ima'al, v'al haaretz, mitachat enod.
Kaddish Yatom. Oh, sorry. What is it?
Kakatu betoratecha, Adonai hilach le'olam va'ed.
Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz,
Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo
There are so many amazing people who've come before you, Cole, to lead you to this day. So we call to mind those who are no longer with us, and they would be so proud of you today, Cole. I know the ones who are no longer with us, your ancestors, would be proud of you every day, too. We stand for Kaddish Yatom, page 451. If you are in mourning, please say the name of the person you're in mourning for. Page 451. If you want to stand in solidarity with these people, please do. If not, just repeat. Yid Gadal, Yid Kadash, Shemei Rabbah.
Yalama divrach birutei, yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon u'vyomechon, v'chayedochon beit Yisrael. Hagalav izman kari, yimru amen.
Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mivarach Leolam Lomei Amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei Dekudusha. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel.
V'imru. Amen.
Are there any announcements for the Kol Halev community? I know, Rick, you have one. Yeah. Oh, you have one there.
Good Shabbos, everybody. Oh, wow, too much, huh? Good Shabbos, everybody. First of all, Mazel Tov to Cole and the whole thing. I think it should be Mazel Tov, right? For 2 bar mitzvahs, but that's my thing. Okay, the comments I'm going to make here are mostly for the Kol Halev community, so I asked for the indulgence of probably the majority of you. So I want to talk to you about a program that we have. This is the 4th time we've had it, and it's called the Open Mic, or Complete the Malava Malka open mic because it is post-Shabbos and is an attempt to keep the spirit of Shabbos alive. And then we've added to it an open mic. So it's an opportunity for people in the community to share their music, their poems, their stories, maybe personal statements. It's been well received now. So this is our 4th year. And we're going to hopefully have this in person in the parish hall. But of course, COVID will call it, unfortunately, we have to make room for COVID, right? So we may have to do this virtually. But the reason I really wanted to say this, first of all, I just want to say, and I've been a member of Kol Halev now for, going on 15 years. And I have never been in a service where I saw little kids running around and making noise and so forth. And that's, to me, a very good thing. That's a sign of health. That's a sign of shlema, of wholeness. So I'm hoping this isn't I'm hoping we have this more. But thank you to Cole's family and the Silverns for allowing that to happen. What I really want to invite the community, I really dearly would love to see students, kids participate in this. Every year I start early. I start in December trying to find kids to participate. And that could be anything. I care if they stand on your head, tell corny jokes. I don't care. But I want to integrate the kids into the community in a way that we have not been able to do so far. But I will continue to try that. And, if people just bring their kids, even if they don't participate, and it starts at 7 if they get bored or antsy or whatever, so you'll leave, We want this to be Hamish, home-like, okay? So that's all I have to say, and Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Are there any other announcements for Kol Halev community? Yes, Ricky.
I just want to remind people that tomorrow at 5 p.m., Greta is starting with class on reparations. For those of you who want to see that, which is a very important discussion and learning.
It's online. There's no registration. It's open for everyone. If you go to the Kol Halev website, and there's a short story on the class and a link that will take you to the Zoom room for the class. So
Everyone is welcome.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Before I call on Uncle Marty and Jesse to make Kiddush and Motzi. Are there any other announcements? Okay. Come on up. Come on up.
So Cole, a few weeks ago when I came up to do Kiddush, I talked, Cole, when I did this a couple weeks ago to say Kiddush in Memphis, I talked about the time that your parents mentioned going around and delivering donuts to hospitals and nurses and fire stations around town. Today I want to tell you something about the first time I met you, which you probably don't remember because you were 6 months old and we were at a camp in Utica, Mississippi, which you probably don't ever remember being there. But it was the bat mitzvah of my niece. And we're swimming in the pool. And your parents did something that no adult had ever done before, which was leave me in the care of an infant. I guess I did okay, because you're still here. Then a few years later, I did move to Baltimore. And your parents left me and your brother in my care again. And we went to the Science Museum, and apparently I didn't lose you, because we came home, and we all fell asleep for a well-deserved nap. And then your parents came home and said, "Where's Cole?" And apparently, before we took our nap, we decided to play hide and go seek. And we all fell asleep. And there you were hiding in your cubby. But it's been a pleasure to see you grow from that little 6-month-old infant into a nice young man. And it is my pleasure to get to know your brother as well, though I didn't meet him quite so young. Almost. Was he 1 when I moved here? 2, 3, something like that. He wasn't large. Still not large. I'm the only one who's growing in the family. This way. All right. V'shamru et Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat L'doratam b'ridolam V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat L'doratam b'ridolam
Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam, oti leolam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat L'doratam b'ridolam. Ki seishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat L'doratam b'ridolam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat v'nafash, Shabbat v'nafash, Shabbat v'nafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat L'doratam b'ridolam.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Oh, Manischewitz.
Jesse, you ready? I'm gonna say it in the...
Slow and loud.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. Did you bake these? Becca baked them. Bring Papa, please.
Simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, yehelani. Simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, yehelani. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecha Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecha Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecha Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecha Yisrael. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please join us for Kiddush in, unfortunately, it's called the Parish Hall, but it's the hall down the hall.